see if she beats me on. Whoops. Why don't I just dump everything in the floor, huh? Give me a minute, sweetie. Gotta get situated here. Get my, there we go. Yeah, might have to do it this way. Because the angle, because the, the sun, this is a lot better angle. I did I think it was like a little over 12 minutes or something like that. It wasn't very long. I did a live stream yesterday when we got home. About how badly, the yard sale bombed. So badly that, because I don't know if you got to watch it or not. Yeah. Well, the Ohio State Fair, today's the last day of it. Because every year, we have an Ohio State Fair. It used to be, it would be here for I think it was 2 weeks or something like that. But now it's only here for a week. So if you're going to go, you better go within that week or you're not, you're going to have to wait till next year. It's a big deal. I don't know if they have anything like that in the UK, but there's a lot of smaller fairs throughout the year too, in different counties and stuff that you can go to as well. Like Franklin County, I think has a small one. Never been to that one. Where Chris grew up, they have a fairgrounds there. I think theirs is later in the season. It's more towards fall or something like that. But anyway, so today's the last day of the fair, right? So that means this weekend, a lot of people were at the fair. In 2 days, I made $20.50. Dad only made $7. That's how bad it was. Okay. So you have something similar. It's a big event. It's an outdoor event that, whole families can go to together and stuff. Yeah, I feel like that may have been a part of it, but what's worse, hun, is to see the amount of traffic that you see go up and down Maplewood all day, even if you're not out there doing a yard sale, is just staggering. Okay. I gave up my Chromebook that Maria had gotten me. I had stopped using it. I've mostly been using this one, and I've got my one big one still, which I'm going to have to start using off and on because, Chris, because I haven't been using it, I don't know. He's like, are you going to get rid of that? Because you don't use it anymore. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was required to use it. But he's outside right now with Bella. What hurts me is that the people of Whitehall, for one thing, they're too strict. They only allow you to set the yard sale sign up in the yard, right? You can't put it up, yard sale signs, anywhere else. You can't put them up on the phone poles. You can't put one up on Broad Street with arrow or with my mom's address on it. You can only put it right there in the yard. And, of course, you have to position it to where it's like this. So this side, people can see it from that way. This side, people can see it from that way. And yeah, it was because the heat was bad, both days. But, we had some shade. So we sat under this one tree, the one tree that has a little bird feeder on it. We sat under that most of the time, and that was okay. I mean, that did help, but you could tell the humidity was bad. You could tell the humidity was high because, excuse me, a couple of times, I'm sitting there nodding off, and I'm like, okay, I've got to go in and cool off a little bit because I'm getting too tired just from sitting out in this damn heat. We had 3 tables set up. The biggest table had mostly electronics and most stuff that Chris wanted to get rid of. And the 2 smaller tables, I had my card table set up, had all my resin pieces, the ones down at Maria's. I didn't have a chance to get the ones up here, and it's probably good that I didn't bother because not one person bought a resin piece, not one. So the other little table we just used, the little green table, and I even had some of my crochet pieces, which I thought, with the bright colors and stuff that I had made stuff with, I figured it would get people's eye and they'd be like, oh, wow, look at the bright colors. Let's go see what it is. But yeah, I was so distraught, okay, from the bombing, meaning that it didn't go well, that nobody would come up and buy. And there was other yard sales. I guarantee you there was other yard sales probably on Maplewood, other streets that branch off of Maplewood. You'd find yard sales out the wazoo. If you go to any of those, people expect you to buy their stuff, right? But yet nobody has the courtesy or decency to come down and check out yours, okay? The thing that makes yard sales so hard here in the States is you have to have a variety of stuff, because you never know what people are looking for. No, we don't. I don't think we have anything like that. Now we have flea markets. Flea markets might be similar. Flea markets. Dang it, my nose. Flea markets are basically, to me, it's like a crap ton of yard sales all thrown together in one place. Because usually, some people, if they'll have buildings. And then the inside of the building, you don't know what kind of stuff you can find. But sometimes the buildings get full, like all the booths in the buildings that you can rent, they get full so quick that people have to set up their tables outside the buildings, literally in the parking lot. So these flea markets are so big that, you can when you pull up and park, you can walk around the outside and then you can also go inside or vice versa. Now, if the weather's bad, like the past couple of days have been, then my sense would say, what would make the most sense to me is go to the inside buildings first. If you're not completely, totally worn out by the time you get through a couple of those buildings and you still want to walk around the outside, go ahead. But you got to have a variety of stuff is what people really want to see, but people don't think and they don't care the time it takes to set up. You got to have the tables to set up. You got to have, figure out, okay, where to set the stuff. And since you're talking about Whitehall and how strict they are, you gotta fit that into everything. Because for Whitehall, I showed you this one form. I don't think I showed you the other. The other one is based. I've got it here in my purse. The other form that you get once you fill this one out, which I'm about ready to burn this damn thing because I'm never doing a yard sale in Whitehall again. This is the original first form that you fill out, okay? Once you fill this form out and turn it in, then you get this form. Gotta find it. It's buried in here. And this basically gives you the permission. It's a damn permit, okay? that you got to stick up on your door or stick up on the window somewhere on the facility to prove that you have a right to throw the yard sale. That's how Whitehall does shit. And if you don't have that permit, then you're going to get in trouble. Yeah, it may be, believe me, I've taken that into thought already. That, a lot of it was probably the fair, yes, because especially now, because the fair is only in town for a week, everybody wants to go to the fair. Everybody wants to go to the fair. Everybody wants to go to the fair. So how I think people would do better is if you could get, say, a group of neighbors together and they put all their stuff together. They could sit their little area by their tables. You could sit your little area by your tables, but put them all together. Then people are more likely going to stop, because then there's going to be a bigger variety of stuff, because that's what people want. They don't want just like 3 or 4 tables and they just barely glance at it and drive on. Okay. So I get that. But the fact of the time that it takes to load the car up here, get the stuff over to Mom's, get the tables set up, have enough tables to set up, get the stuff set out, get the stuff priced. Just there's a lot that goes into it that people probably, they don't even think about. They don't care. They want something for nothing. I mean, it's almost like they expect you to go to Macy's, spend $500 on something, take it to your yard sale and give it away for $1. That's what the Whitehall people want. That's what they expect. Well, that's not reality. Okay. There are those of us like me and Pops that are really struggling. Like Pops, he owes over, I think he said he would probably need roundabouts $200 right now just to get his credit cards paid down. So now he can't even get his credit cards paid down. Yeah. And, so I told Chris, because we were like, we ended up closing up shop because Chris decided 11 to 7 would be a good time frame, because most people are going to be up there by that time. Yeah, exactly. And, it used to be like years ago, probably more back when I was a kid or, back when I was a teenager, maybe even, yard sales were better. I mean, now they do have, I don't know how many people do it, but I would say a group of people, but I don't know if it's quite that many. But there are some people in the world that they kind of have a fun way to do things. They will go to several yard sales, or they'll go to flea markets. They'll find all these different flea markets throughout different cities, counties, states and stuff like that. And they'll go to these flea markets and, oh yeah, you can find all kinds of gems that way. Meaning stuff that, oh wow, look at this. And you would never find somewhere else. Right. So back when they were better, when yard sales were better and things weren't so strict and you didn't have, guidelines you had to follow, and you could pretty much just put your stuff out there and see if anybody would stop, it was better. But now it's just what people expect. If you can't deliver, then they're just gonna not even stop. They just drive by and it's like, don't even see you sitting there. So it's frustrating. It's humiliating, it makes you feel like your stuff ain't good enough. And if we try to do a yard sale here in Columbus, in our yard, they charge you $25 just to do a yard sale here. So that's why we decided to do it at Mom's, because at least they don't charge you any fee for doing the yard sale. And, filling out the form don't cost anything. Getting the permit don't cost anything. So it was all free to us. So we thought that was our best bet, and bless him, Joe, the one neighbor that, lives there by Mom and Jim. His mom has the house that's further up the driveway. She's the poor lady that don't have any legs. So she has to get around on her little power chair. But Joe, bless him, he even brought us like some little speakers yesterday, and he brought us a stack of music CDs that he had and like one movie. And, he just gave it to us. So if we would have made anything on them, which of course we didn't, then we could have just put the money in our pocket. So yeah, that was really nice of him. And he had some other stuff that he was going to bring us, but we were so frustrated and so angry that nobody would stop, or that they would stop briefly to look and then they would just get back in their car and leave. That like by 6:30, I told Chris, I said, let's just pack it up because this is just not worth it. It's just not worth it. We were both discouraged. Chris, he was doing more of the work than even I was. I mean, yeah, I would set up my own stuff. Generally I would set up my resin pieces, but then he had to set up all the other stuff. He set up all 3 of the tables. He even set up my crochet pieces for me. And I greatly appreciated that. But after the bombing of the fact that, it didn't go and it didn't, I just told Chris, I said, I'm never doing one here again because it just seems to be a waste of our time, effort, and energy to go through everything we do to, we feel so good and we get so juiced about, oh, well, we're going to get rid of this stuff. We're going to make a little pocket money, and then be able to sit out and enjoy the day, and maybe make a friend or two if you're lucky, right? So when that don't happen, it brings us down. I mean, it certainly brought me down. And I won't do it again. I won't go through it again because I'm afraid that we're just going to be disappointed again. And even if we had more stuff to put out and we had the tables to set it out, I don't even want to try, because Whitehall, they're a lot like Bexley. A lot of people. Now, I'm not saying there aren't good people on Maplewood, because there are. There's this one lady that she's got long white hair. She's in me and Pops's age group. And she walks a bunch of dogs, a lot of times up and down Maplewood. So when you see her, it's like, oh, it's, the lady that walks their dogs. And then you'll see her a few minutes later after she walks the group of dogs. She'll come back with one dog by itself, and then she'll walk that one. Now, you want to talk about something adorable. I might film it sometime just for the heck of it. Is when she's walking the dogs, when she's got like 4 or 5 of them, there is a black and white cat. I kid you not. This has got to be her cat. That's literally walking right along with the dogs. If she stops, the cat stops. If the dogs are, standing there sniffing, and whatever, because they're getting ready to do their business, the cat will just lay down there and wait on them. And it's amazing to see. For me, it is, because it's such a rare for cats, to see cats and dogs to get along like that. But yeah, the cat just walks right along with them. I'm like, that's amazing. That's adorable. And the lady, she talked to me a couple of different times yesterday, and she even came by. One of the times she came by, she said, so did you have any luck, and whatever. I said, no. And she said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, hon. She said, it's probably the fair. And I said, yeah, you're right. I said, it probably is. But she was real nice, so I just talked to her. I didn't go up too close to the dogs because she's like, don't get excited. Don't get excited. And I was afraid if I walked up to them, wasn't afraid of them, but if I walked up to them, they'd all be jumping on me and stuff. And I had on a white dress. I didn't want that. I didn't want it tore up. And I know it'd just be because they would be being loving, that because it was funny. Her dogs would literally just stop and look at me. And it was so cute. Yeah, jumping all over the show. Yeah, so, I appreciate the kind words from her, and stuff. She, the last time she walked by, she had this real pretty blue dress on. And I think she said they were getting ready to go to the fair, because a lot of people, because of the weather, because at the Ohio State Fair, you're out and you don't have, it's like wide open out there. The only time you get any shelter from the heat is if you go in one of the buildings, and they have a few where you can watch, like, that's where a lot of the vendors hang out and stuff, that have bits and baubles to sell and whatever. But they have misting tents out now. So you can go jump in the misting tent and it just, mist of water comes down, cools you down, keeps you from passing out from the heat. And then they also have this like little pond thing somewhere on the grounds where you can play around in a little kayak, kind of paddle around in that, and at least you're in water. And it's not very deep because there's people in there. You can tell it's only up to their waist, and they stand in there to make sure that like no little kids fall out or anything like that. So it's a security measure. Not to mention, I bet they're loving it because then they can cool off because they're literally standing in the water. One thing that you might find interesting, I mean, certainly I'm sure a lot of people do, because it's an icon of ours. They have this gigantic, I couldn't even tell you how many stories tall this thing is. They have Smokey the Bear, and we have this Smokey the Bear. They used to have commercials of it on a long time ago, where this animated bear comes on. He's wearing a Rangers, it's either a Ranger outfit or definitely a Ranger hat. And he talks to you. It's mostly geared towards the kids, but really towards anybody, kids and adults. Only you can prevent forest fires, and he's very gentle and stuff like that. So we have this huge fucking statue of Smokey the Bear. It's so big that there literally, you go around behind him. There's a way that you can, I think he's wearing like bib overalls or something like that. You go around to the back. Now this will make you giggle. I believe it's either one of his legs, the back of one of his legs opens or something, or you pull down what would be his butt flap, and then you go inside and you can actually talk. Like if a little kid walks by or something, they think Smokey the Bear's talking to him. And I mean, this thing is huge. You would have to see it. I don't know if you could Google Ohio State Fair, Columbus, Ohio or something, and say pictures of Smokey Bear statue, and he's got his hat on. And, I mean, I don't know if it's ever really frightened any little kids or anything, but it's just really, it's like iconic, it's really a big deal for, people, because the Ohio State Fair has been here for a long time. They said recently when it started, and you could also Google, when was the first Ohio State Fair in Columbus, Ohio? It'll tell you what year. So when you see that and you leap forward to today, you're like, dang, they've been there a while. Yeah. So they have they have what I call them open-ended barns of sort that you can go through, also that have vendors. So you got the shelter from the sun over your head, but the sides and everything's open. So you just walk in one end, doesn't matter. You can come from any side. You can come from this end, this way, or this way. You just walk in and look around. And, I mean, they try to have, they have like art stuff, so you can go into the art building. You can see what some of the latest art is that people have done and stuff. It's a lot, they try to have something for everybody. They try to have, family oriented stuff. You got your cotton candy, you got your freaky foods, you got your donut burgers, where they literally take a donut, they cut it in half, and your donut becomes your bun. And then they put hamburger in it. I don't know. Come on, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. It's okay, Kalika. It's just mommy's cord for my computer. She kind of jumped like something bitter. It's like, no, I'm just, there's nothing sitting here. Yeah, it's a donut burger. I'm like, ew. I mean, I guess apparently some people that have tried them, they like them. I don't know that I would be brave enough to try one. That sounds like too many extremes thrown together. I don't know if I'd like that at all. I'm like, donut burger, ew. But, they have like corn on the cob. They roast it on the grill. They put I don't know if they put butter on them. Some of them might, like if you want butter, you tell them. That's always really good. That's a staple, meaning, we have it there a lot. They have the lemon shake-ups. Those are a favorite of people. It's ice, water, they grind it up, and they put some lemon in it, but then they put sugar in it too. So it's not so sour. That's a famous thing for people. They have, if they still have them, they have something called, it's either elephant ears or something like that. It's this big waffle looking thing that, you sprinkle sugar on it. You eat one of those down, you're not going to be hungry for a while. But here lately, I don't know when they started this exactly, but they have this, they call it weird foods. So every year at the state fair now, they try to have something different, something that they've never had the previous year. They have animal shows there, if that's the kind of thing you like. They have petting areas. You can go in and actually pet the animals. Kalika, please don't rub on that table. You're going to knock it down. But yeah, look it up sometime. You can maybe see some of the pictures of some of the stuff. They have this one ride they call it the Sky Ride. That is these big metal chairs. I think it's metal. It's got to be metal. Whatever it is, they're heavy. You can fit 2 people fairly easily. Or if it's like, say, a mom and dad and their kid or something, you can fit a couple people in one of them. You get in the chair on one end. And then you can ride across the fair. You can look down on everything across and then you get off on the other end. They have rides. They have the giant slide. The giant slide is a favorite for a lot of people. They give you basically a burlap sack. You walk up a hell of a lot of steps to get to the top of this thing. It wears me out just getting up to the top of it. You get up to the top and then you sit on it. You hold on. Believe me, you want to hold on. And then you slide down. It's kind of wavy. So it's like you're sliding downhill, a wavy hill. People love it. Let's see. They have merry-go-round. They have the carousel, which is, got the pretty horses and stuff. They have like concerts there. There may be an artist that comes in or something, a music artist or a performer of some type that will be in they call it the grand stadium or the grandstand. I don't know what they call it now, but there's an interesting variety of stuff, which if you've never gone to one, and you're here in the States, I'd say, yeah, you should definitely, hopefully you'll be able to check one out sometime. Kalika, will you stop with the table, please? Lay your butt down, silly cat. But here anymore, but you got to have money. You really do. You got to have money before you walk in the door. They have plenty of places to eat. But it's the fair. So, to me, some of the stuff they charge for is just a little too high. It's like ridiculously high. They have, kiddie rides. They have this one, area that strictly rides for kids. Some of them are meant to look like some of the bigger rides that maybe the kids think are too scary and, they don't want to go on the bigger, but they'll go on the smaller version of the ride, which is, makes parents feel a lot better too, because then the parent don't have to necessarily go on with them if they don't want to. I know because I ran the kiddie rides one year when I almost died. Yeah. But, it's frustrating and stuff when you take all the time you do, back to the yard sale for a minute, to get everything set up and then nobody stops. Nobody buys anything. But yet if it was them and they were doing a yard sale, they would expect others to stop and buy their stuff. It's like fair's fair. You want me to buy stuff from yours, then come and buy something from mine the next time you see me out there. Me and Chris, Maria rather, she wanted to go on the 3rd. That would have been like the one day that we would have been able to go. She wanted to go to the fair on the 3rd. But we didn't, me and Chris didn't want to go because we had no money. And it was like $12 a person to get in now. So this year, anyway, who knows what it'll be next year. But, we didn't want to go, and we were her ride. We were her. Now they do have a bus. You can take a COTA bus and get to the Ohio State Fair if you have no other way. You can get dropped off at the front of the Ohio State Fair usually. I don't know if any of the buses go to the back part of the Ohio State Fair, but like whether you go to the front part of the Ohio State Fair or the back part of it, the two main gates, you can pay at either one. Usually what they'll do is they'll stamp your hand once you pay, or they'll put some kind of like paper bracelet on you or something. So that way, if you have to go out to your car for some reason or something, you don't have to pay to get back in. You just show them your bracelet or you show them your stamp, and then they're like, okay, they can see that, okay, you can go back in. You've already paid once. So we didn't go again this year, and just didn't feel like it, especially in the heat. Probably not a good thing. And walking on all the hard ground is what kills me. It kills my back. It kills my legs. I can only do it a few minutes at a time, and I got to sit down somewhere, and yes, believe me, I do try to push myself. I try to go a little bit further and everything, but I just can't do it. And we usually can't have enough money to walk in the door to get one of the little golf carts, because they have the little golf carts in there that you can ride around on, which is great if you got the money to be able to pay for them, because it's expensive. See, that's some of the stuff about the Ohio State Fair I don't like, is stuff is way too pricey. And it gets discouraging, because if you can't at least walk in the door with a couple $100, then it's not worth going. I mean, granted, you could walk in there with pretty much virtually nothing and still go, but then how are you going to eat? How are you going to drink? They won't let you take coolers in there. They won't let you take any outside drinks or nothing. If you try it, they won't let you in the gate. So I think that's not right. Yeah. And that's the one thing to me that makes it unfun. It makes it not worth going, because if you really don't have the money, then don't go, because you're wasting your time. Chris, he keeps wanting to go. I don't know, one of these years we may. I don't know. I try not to think about it, because all I know is we haven't gone yet. So I really have no reason to suddenly think we're going to go. But when the fair goes on in, I got to think a minute. No, it's not Newark. In the area where he grew up, Lancaster. Okay. The Lancaster Fair, because it's later in the season. Okay. All the other fairs are gone. I think Chris said it's one of the last fairs of the year. So he's been wanting us to go to that one. Cause I mean, it's another fair. I've always only ever been to the Ohio State Fair. I've never been to any of the others. It'd be nice change of pace, maybe see some, different stuff and it's where he grew up. Probably about one of the most fun things that me and Pops has done together in Lancaster was when we climbed the mountain. There is literally a park in the middle of town that it blows your mind how big this park is. And it's literally right in the middle of downtown Lancaster. And it's like, no, because once you're in the park, especially once you're going up the trail and you're walking, you're climbing the mountain is what you're doing, then you don't feel like you're in the city anymore. Especially the higher up you get, you don't hear the traffic so much anymore. So it's like you're in this own little separate world from all the others around. That mountain is so big. I don't remember how many feet tall it is. People have scaled it. People have climbed it before in different ways, I guess. But once you get to the top, you can literally see over the treetops. You can see so far. I'm like, oh, what's that area way over there? It's like you're literally on top of the world. Like the stuff you can see is just amazing. And The fairgrounds is one of the areas. You can literally look down on the fairgrounds and go, oh, wow, and see how big the whole thing really is. But me and Pops both had to keep stopping. Like every few minutes, we'd climb a little bit, then we'd have to stop, especially with him and his breathing. Then we'd climb a little bit more, then we'd have to stop. I've got video footage on my tablet still of that time when we did that. And it was amazing. I don't think I'd want to do it again though, because it does take a lot to get up that mountain. But I mean, there's been times when, like that was his way of trying to share, some of his stomping grounds with me, which meant something to him. And because I mean so much to him, he wanted to share that with me. And I understand that. And I'm fine, with it, him talking about his past and this and that. But I could do without him talking about how he had a crush on the babysitter and all this and that. It's like, I just don't, I mean, I know that it's silly to get upset over it, but I don't want to hear about his past relationships or crushes on anybody. His life in general there, yeah, that's okay. But this girl that he liked, that girl that he dated, I don't want to hear it. So, and we had, our family was, you had to go through Lancaster before you could get to the area where my grandparents and stuff were, my grandma, my grandpa, a lot of our family was down in the country, and we would almost like never go. But back when I was younger, before I started having kids and stuff, there was quite a few times that I'd go with Mom and Jim, because it's like, why not? I don't want to stay at home all weekend. I'm not doing anything. Go out and kick it with Mom and Jim. And, they'd sit around, they'd get drunk on their Foster's beer, and then, try to get up and walk. And then the room wouldn't stop moving. Foster's beer, in case you don't know what that is, Foster's beer is Australian beer. It has a kangaroo on the can for a reason. They call it the kangaroo kicker, because this stuff, according to everybody that's drank it, me included, it has such a smoothness to it. You're like, this ain't, this ain't bothering me. And then you get up and you try to walk, and then all of a sudden shit's moving, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? Why is everything moving? I mean, it sneaks up on you, kicks you in the ass. So it definitely makes itself known. But I just think it's funny that, they say that's why they call it the kangaroo kicker, because, you're sucking this shit down and thinking, this ain't doing nothing. And then you get up and try to move and you find out otherwise. One of my favorite stories probably was Uncle Bernard, because he used to live on a bus. Mom and Jim would go down and they would visit him and stuff, and that's where they'd sleep, is on the bus with Bernard, because he was by himself. He didn't have a lady or anything, no kids or any pets or anything like that. So they'd go down and they'd drink their Fosters. They'd sit around and just hang out, and visit and everything. And then Jim, once he planted himself on the couch, he wasn't moving for the rest of the night, unless he had to get up and use the bathroom or something. And, he's like, no, I'm fine, just right here. And Bernard, poor Bernard, his sleeping area was back where my mom was. Like, my mom was sleeping in this one area here, and then Bernard was like right across from her. And he was holding on to the walls or something. And Jim's like, what's the matter, Bernard? And he's like, I can't get this damn hallway to stop moving. Because the fucking hallway wouldn't stop moving on him, and he's just trying to get back there to use the bathroom and go to bed or whatever it was, and then the other story, my other favorite story, is poor Mom. Apparently this was during one of the colder seasons, winter or whatever, fall, one of those, because my uncle's bus was metal, of course. Mom went outside to use the bathroom, right? And it's pitch black out there. So nobody's going to see you taking a tinkle unless they're out there holding a flashlight for you or something, right? So she found a place out there to do her thing. And then when she dropped her drawers, she backed up and she touched her butt to the cold ass bus, and she screamed because it was cold. It scared her. Oh, I wasn't there for that one though, but I was like, oh Lord, I could just imagine that, backing up, you're squatting and then you back up, you get a cold metal thing up against your bum, you're going to be squealing or something. And oh my gosh, it was funny as heck. And I mean, if Bernard's probably here right now and he's probably rolling in the floor going, oh yeah, I remember that, because Bernard's gone. The only uncle I have left is Uncle Jackie, if he's even still around. And last I heard, or like the most recent update I got about him, I think Mom said she heard from somebody that they put him in a home. So apparently he's gotten up there in years or something probably, and, maybe can't take care of himself or something. So, they put him in a home, and that's a shame because Jackie, he was the last of my favorite uncles, and I only had three. Mostly three, that I recall throughout my childhood that I grew up with. It was Bernard, Jackie, and Dunk Ray. Now, Dunk Ray, poor dear, him and Ines, my grandma Ines, they laugh about it now because they're both spirit, so they hang out and stuff together. But Dunk Ray swore up and down, he said he would never go to her funeral. He'd never do it. She used to argue with him. She's like, yes, you will. No, I won't. Yes, you will. No, I won't. Yes, you will. And he swore up and down he'd never go to her funeral. I went to her funeral. Jim went to her funeral. We even had Michael there, but he was little. He was a little guy. For some reason, they didn't want him there. I don't know. I guess they thought he couldn't handle it, so they ended up dropping him off at one of our relatives, and they watched it. Because they were watching other people's kids too. Because, some little kids, when they're at a certain age, introducing them to something like that, they might not be able to handle it, or why are they laying there sleeping? Why are they so cold? Why aren't they moving? It's too much for them. So it was just the adults were allowed, right? Dunk Ray was there. I remember going up to the coffin. I, said goodbye to Ines in my own way. I try to talk kind of more like in a whisper tone because, that's a personal thing. You don't need to announce it to everybody in the room how you're saying goodbye to your loved one. And she was laying there just so peaceful, and everything. And then after I stood up there for a few minutes, I went and sat back down. I had done my bit, and I was just watching other people go up. Well, when it came Dunk Ray's time, she smiled at him. Now, when you're talking a dead body in a coffin, all the rigor mortis and everything, all the nerves, all that stuff's gone. It ain't going to be twitching. It ain't going to be moving. It ain't going to be doing nothing. She smiled at him, and it messed him up so badly that a couple of people had to help him out of the tent because I think it was like some kind of tent thing or something they had the body in. And he was stumbling, right? I mean, it really messed him up. And apparently the people that were up there with him, it messed them up too, because according to Jim, their face got as white as a sheet. Because it's like, dead bodies ain't supposed to do that. She smiled at him. And I was like, you go, girl. Because that was her way of saying, I told you so. I told you you'd be here, Dunk. And she got him. She got him good. Now, with them both being spirits and everything, he's like, oh, yeah, she got me good. And they can both laugh about it because they're both, gone. They're both spirit. If she would have smiled at me, I'm not sure how I would have reacted. I think what I ended up telling Mom and everybody was, I probably would have been like, I would have expected her to sit up in the coffin, open her eyes, go, bye, y'all, and then lay back down. I mean, if she's going to smile, then what else is she going to do? Ina, she was a character. She's a sweetheart. Love her dearly. Love all of them. They're my family. And I'm glad they're at peace. And they're okay now. They're happy. They're together. They got out of this messed up, crazy, earthbound world that we're still stuck in. But she didn't take no crap either. She would put somebody in their place if they stepped out of line. She would let you did wrong. It's like, don't make her mad because she'd get you. Let me guess, mail from 5 days ago.
Basically about the open enrollment.
Open enrollment. Oh, Melina. Yeah, Medicaid. I can barely see Melina going through here. Yeah. Mail.
We don't have to do anything if we want to keep care.
Right. So yeah, just the funny antics of some things that have happened in our family, certainly, for sure. But when Chris, oh, I know I already said that. Oh no, again. Pop's bought a lottery ticket again. Bless him. I know he's just trying. He's, like I said, he's got over 200. He's got to pay out on his credit cards. And since the yard sale bombed, we can't really do much. And I'm glad Michael's, we're at least closer to him, coming home finally. And, I did, like I said, I did use my Moldavite, and I asked my Moldavite, I said, let my son, let Michael come home, let our son come home. He's given that place enough of his life. Let him come home. He's done his time. He's been punished enough for what he did. Let him come home. And now it's looking like it's happening. So that's good. I'm glad. I better get me some breakfast because I haven't even had breakfast yet, because I was just, as soon as I woke up, I was like, yeah. Even Pop said he's not really had anything either. But what I'll probably do, hun, when we decide to start heading over to Mom's.
She on?
Yeah, she's on.
Hey.
Is Pop's saying, hey, is I'll probably, end this live stream. I'll have it going while we're here, but when we go over there, it's just easier. I'll end this one, and then I'll redo another one over there. So, that way you can be there, kind of with us and everything, because it's her birthday. She said hi back. Ow.
One she may not live through. Bothers me, gives me a hard time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's being finicky here, like she usually does.
More so lately.
She Chris, the past couple of days since we've been over there doing the whole, yard sale thing, he's been making us something to eat. And, he tries to make enough for all of us, me, Mom, Jim, and him. And Mom's always finding something wrong with it. She's always finding a reason she can't eat it. And it's just very frustrating to him. And he said, you know what? He's like, maybe from now on, we should just grind everything up in a blender, give her a straw, put it in a cup, and go, here you go. Let's see you complain about this, or say you can't, eat this now. So I think I'm probably just going to go do me a ramen. Turn it that way if you want to talk to her.
If that chokes her, then we're just going to have to fucking put an IV in her and feed her that way.
Yeah, he's even talking about giving her baby food. He's like, maybe if we just give her baby food, at least she'll eat something. Then she'll get mad at us for giving her baby food.
Well, maybe then she'll go out and get some fucking teeth. Part of the reason she has trouble with things choking her is because she doesn't fucking chew the shit. She'll take a piece of meat.
I've offered many times to take her and help her get all those things. She just won't do it.
I know, dear.
I was just saying that more for Brooke. You know, it's like we tried to get her in, you know, to get that stuff, and she just won't do it.
Well, it may sound bad saying it, it's not meant that way, but basically with the way she's doing now, she won't get off her butt. She can't really see the TV or anything like that to be able to actually watch and get anything from it. She can't hear the music. She basically does nothing but sit in a chair, and that's it. Eat donuts, Lay's potato chips, and fucking graham crackers when she has them.
Yeah, and that is no, that, you know,
That's it.
that is not good food like she should have.
I don't even see why she's even bothering trying to live now.
I mean, you know, we love her to bits. It's just frustrating when she don't, you know, she won't do stuff when you're trying to get her to eat a good meal and you're trying to make a good meal. She won't do it. Look out, boo.
She's also gone from being the first one to tell me in the family that I should open a restaurant because of my cooking, to now basically complaining almost every single time I make something that I'm not doing it right, that it's not going to come out right, it's not going to be right, it's not going to taste right. Anyway,
Just waiting on my ramen to get done. Because I figure, you know, it's nice and quick and easy. It's food, so. Oh, stop. Or I'll cut the damn things off. You're not a fish. Quit it. Kissing me like a daggone kissing fish. Stop. Jesus.
Bella's interested.
No, he's not. He's like, what are you weirdos doing now? Boo's over here on your chair. See? Here's the boo, baby. There's the boo, baby. He was fighting me to get down, though, so I decided to put him down. Not trying to make him mad. Because sometimes, you know, he just don't want to be held. You know how cats can be. They're like, let me down. Oh, yeah, that was Maria's stuff. Ah, there went the ring-a-ding-ding bell saying, hey, your food's done. Move this over here. Hopefully the lighting won't be too bad. If it does, I can always move it back. But now that I've got my pink case, now that's in the way. Hang on. There we go. And then yesterday, after we finally got home, because like I said, we'd started packing up around, I think it was like 6:30 or something. Because we were just so fed up, had given up, and decided to call it a day. Come home, check my phone. There's a message from Carl saying, you're so busy, you can't, take 5 minutes out of your busy schedule to be on the phone.
5 minutes my ass.
Yeah, 5 minutes to him is 20 minutes or more. Because once he starts talking, he don't know how to shut the hell up. So I texted him back finally, because he texted me at like 1:33 or something like that. And I texted him back, and I didn't say sorry or apologize for shit. I just said, Carl, you don't know what we went through today. I said, I don't think I'd be very fun to talk to right now because, it was a bad day and, I'd be just negative. And I did the little emoji where, the face is about to cry. And then next to it, the one actually is crying. He didn't bother me anymore that night because, it's like, don't fucking give me that attitude. I ain't got time for you and wanting to rant about your latest, whatever the hell it is, when I've had a crappy past 2 days, and, so much so that we ended the not the live, I was going to say live, but we ended the yard sale early because we gave up, because nobody was stopping. He left me alone. And what sucks too is that guy is sitting on so much freaking stuff that would be worth money. It ain't even funny. People will probably be stopping left and right to buy his stuff. If he can bear to part with any of it.
Wish Michael would get off his ass and have him report that check as fucking stolen. I could use that damn 200.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, don't mind pops, But the 200, that's pretty much about what he needs right now to pay on his credit cards. And so he was saying that more towards Michael, that he wished Michael would at least try or let us know, if he's tried to, if he has reported it as stolen or something like that, and see if they would issue another one or something. I don't know.
Jim says he didn't cash it. This would be one way to find out if he really did. If he really did, try to get the damn money from him. And if he didn't, get someone prosecuted for fucking theft.
Mm-hmm.
And get the money back so Michael could do what he needs with it, whatever he needs with it.
Yeah, so. But Carl, yeah, I just told him, I said, wait a minute, where is my phone? Here's what I texted to Carl. He said, can't take 5 minutes out of your busy schedule to talk on your phone. I wrote, Carl, you don't know what we went through today. We just got home. We are both pissed off and discouraged. Chris only made $7 lousy in 2 days. I only made 20. So I don't think I would be very fun to talk to right now. I would only be negative and don't want to bring you down. And then I did the little sad face, like I said, the 2 sad face emojis. You know, that's how I answered him, and he hasn't bothered me since. So it's like, you know, I'm not blowing you off, Carl. I'm just telling you the truth. You know, we had a bad day. Oh, really? Okay. I'll let Pops know. She said that Michael said he can't do anything about it or something, I guess. The 200.
Michael may not. The prison's the one who's supposed to do it.
The prison probably could, maybe, but we think anyway. But they just won't. Yeah, we know that they said it was cashed and everything. She said that because it was cashed, it's out of the prison's hands too. They can't do anything about it. So somebody got $200, you know, that they didn't have a right to. Yeah, she said she actually spoke to the prison herself, and they said they can't do anything about it because it's out of their hands because it's already been cashed.
Well, then they need to let me know what bank they got his money in that they pulled the check from. And then I'll contact the bank since we do have power of attorney along with Brooke. And we can do something about it, but I have to know the fucking bank they're using. So I have to run a rigmarole, sending in a copy of the power of attorney and all that crap.
Yeah, it's just one big headache, you know. Just one big headache. She said the prison doesn't know what bank because says they don't tell them that information as they wouldn't tell her. They wouldn't tell the prison what bank. The prison has no way of knowing, I guess, what bank, and they wouldn't tell Brooke.
Not what bank is that it was cashed at. Need to know what bank the check was issued from.
Oh, what bank the check was issued from. See, I don't know. Michael doesn't.
No, Michael wouldn't know that. That's the prison
Doesn't even know
uniform.
what bank it. Yeah, I remember.
I know Michael wouldn't know that stuff. That would be the prison staff, because they're the ones who set up the accounts. Or if they didn't, well, since it's our mark might have, but the prison should be aware of it either way.
But I remember, like, I went into the PNC one time with Maria shortly after this happened, and I asked them, just because I didn't know if they would be able to tell me or not. I gave them Jim's name and everything. I said, did he come in here on the 12th or whenever they're saying it was cashed and cash a check for $200? And the lady said, I can't tell you that. So, they wouldn't let us know either. Even then, when I tried to find out, the prison knows, but they wouldn't tell him the information. Yeah.
The prison should know what bank issued it, because how would they be able to find out that it was cashed?
That's what Brooke just
If they
said.
didn't know the bank.
That's what Brooke just said. It's just the prison, they won't tell Michael or anything. They won't tell us so that we can try to get it sorted. I'm sorry about this, guys. Sorry this has become such an issue, It's not any of our fault, It's not your fault. It's not Michael's. It's not mine, There's like one thing going through my head, and that's, my son's coming home. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Ow! Oh, I hate when that happens. Now I'm frickin' burning myself with frickin' ramen juice. Good one, Janet. I really am. I'm so sorry, guys, that this is causing all of us so much stress,
Yeah. Jesus Christ, somebody fucking calls to me Monday. I'm making a call Monday. I'm calling the state office for corrections and let them know. Said, look, my son had a $200 check stolen. Appears to have been stolen.
Uh-huh.
The prison saying there's nothing, Marion Correctional is saying there's nothing they can do about it. They won't give us any of the information, like what bank it was cashed at or where it was cashed at, what bank it was issued on. We don't even know that, even though we have power of attorney for his financial.
Mm-hmm.
They won't give us that. They're basically giving a runaround, and this is part of a fucking judicial system.
Yeah.
And they're basically letting someone get away with stealing $200.
Yeah.
We need to do something about this.
Ow.
I know Michael's been trying, but
Yeah, we know. We've all been trying, to find it out and everything to get it sorted. So, all we can do is like keep trying and see if there's some way that works. That we can finally find out, so we can get Pops his 200 back because he really needs it. Right now.
I don't even really care if I get the money. But Michael's out $200.
Well, yeah, that's true. Michael's
it
out.
appears that way.
Michael's
Like I
out
said,
200 too.
We're still not sure. Jim may have cashed it and just kept it for himself.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Jim. I hate to say that about Grandpa, but I was honest with Michael when I told him. I said, son, I said, I don't want it to be true, and I hope it's not. I still hope it's not, but it's not uncommon for Jim to do something like that. And how I know that, sadly, is one time me and Jim was over there cleaning Naomi's filth mess when we were still talking to her. We were cleaning her house. She wasn't there. She was in a psych ward somewhere. So we found $200, or rather Jim did, or whatever. And he said, look what I found. And I'm like, oh. And we weren't getting paid for doing that. You know, we were just, like I said, we were mostly thinking of the cats and trying to get cleaned up for the cats. Because the cats are having to live in those conditions too. We weren't really doing it for Naomi because we knew it was pointless to do it for her because she's just going to turn around and trash it again. Because we had cleaned her house so many times in different rooms and everything. And then you give it a day and she'll have it trashed right back the way it was. What's the point? So anyway, Jim showed it to me. And he did ask me, he said, what should we do with this? He said, should we give it to her? Should we put it aside for her? Or should we split it down the middle? You take 100, I take 100. Well, now in that instance, I didn't feel like we were in the wrong for splitting it. And, you know, he took 100 and I took 100. Because of the way Naomi was, because of the way she treated the family, because of how many times we have cleaned her house for her, only for her to turn around and trash it again. To where we just stopped doing it. Because we knew it was pointless. So we just stopped trying, you know. Oh, golly crap. Oh. So I know, and I hate to say it, I hate to think it, but it's true, that it's not uncommon for Jim to be willing to do some of that. Yeah. So, we're not, and see, that's the thing too. We're not trying to, we're definitely not trying to break any laws or anything. We're just trying to, one, we're trying to figure out what happened to the money, Two, we're trying to get the perpetrator that stole it exposed. And three, we're trying to get Michael his money back, because he's really the one that lost the money. Not to mention, Dad sadly needing the 200 as bad as he does right now because of the whole, credit card thing. And so it's just a messed up situation all the way around. And I don't like that it's getting all of us so stressed, because last thing any of us needs is more stress. We already got enough with different things going on in our lives and everything.
Speaking of that, I'm not making dinner tonight. How about Mom's?
I don't blame you.
You can make it, Jim can make it, Mom can make it. I don't care. I'm not making it.
Yeah, even Pops is discouraged and it's Mom's birthday and I don't blame him. I really don't. I hate to say that, but I don't blame him. He's like, he said he's not doing dinner tonight at Mom's because she's just going to find something wrong with it and find a reason not to eat it. Because what she really wants is she wants us to suddenly produce money out of thin air that we can't and take her out to some fancy restaurant somewhere that we can't, because the money's just not there. She's the one sitting on all the damn money right now, not us. I mean, do I want her to have a good birthday? Sure. Oh, that's okay, hon.
Oh. Sorry about being a bitch session today.
Yeah, it's just, it's just stressing us all out, So all we're doing is just trying to resolve it. That's all.
Hopefully after Tuesday, it won't be an issue for anything. That's a drawing from Mega Millions. The lottery drawing is up to 1.55 million or billion. Sorry,
So yeah, it's up there.
that would be a chunk of change. Hell, even if there was 20 winners, that would still be 50 million. Yeah, about 1.300.
Mm,
1.3
something like that.
or 1.3 million. My brain's not wanting to work today. A year.
Yeah, it's just
That's if it's paid out over 30 years, which I
hey, Squeaky. Hello,
can't
baby.
find it.
Hello.
But I thought I heard that they were changing it to paying out over 20 years instead of 30. If they pay it out over 20 years, it'll be like 2.1 million a year. Either way, we could live.
Bless him with his enthusiasm and trying to win us some money, but
And get Brooke and the kids and everything over here.
yeah.
You wouldn't even have to sell everything. We'd be able to pay to have it all shipped over here.
Wow, today's spell of the day is really short. I mean, I'm talking 3 lines of words. Table blessing. Before starting to eat, look at the food on your plate deliberately, then bless the food by saying, "For light and life and all good things, I thank you." That's like one of the shortest ones I've seen in here yet.
Hey, remind me when we leave to fill out the money orders and drop them off with John before we actually head over to your mom's.
August. And the goddess, or the goddess and the special day today is Hiroshima peace ceremony in Japan today. And Nakasawami no Mikoto, if I'm even saying that right. Themes: peace, honor, history, death, and forgiveness. Symbols: trees. About Nakisawami, if I'm saying that right, the goddess of mourning in Japan. Nakisawami weeps with the memories of the many innocent people who have died in wars throughout the ages. She comes into our hearts today in the hope that we will learn from our collective past. According to tradition, Nakasawami lives in the base of trees, her roots holding firm to the earth and its history. This also speaks strongly of our family trees and the importance of kinship. To do today, on August 6, 1945, the atom bomb landed in Hiroshima, resulting in the loss of thousands of lives and many years of radiation sickness. And the spirit of Nakasawami today acts as a memorial to the people who died and a celebration of the peace that has since been maintained. Traditionally, tiny paper lanterns are floated on flowing waters as wishes for the dead. So light a candle today for someone you know who died needlessly or fighting for a just cause. The flame of the candle represents the goddess and the memory of that person whose efforts light the way for a better future. To encourage peace between yourself and someone else, plant a token that represents your desire beneath a tree so that this goddess can begin helping you achieve harmony. So that's good. Thank you, Nakasawami. Oh, we're getting down to the wire now. We've only got Yep. After these 4 that I read today, there's only 4 more left for the 30 days of enlightenment. Day 23, associations, cyan and apple. Mantra, show me the secrets that lay in the lines of blood, tracing back to my origins. Show me the paths which they took to make a stride in their lives and uncover their dreams and potentials. Protection, wear any vessel or article of clothing that is in the shape of a turtle or has a turtle on it. Write the following energy spell and place it under your bed. Steady and loyal, here's the words, steady and loyal brings the strongest armor to those seeking its cover from the darker forces of the world. Focused and dedicated to its ongoing path, you find the armor around you blocks all enemies. Day 24, associations, olive and licorice. Mantra, awaken the sight of the paranormal power that lay within me from my bonds with the metaphysical ties around me. Protection, find a goblet that feels like it resonates with you. Place it in a window that receives full moonlight. Fill it halfway with distilled water. Write the following energy spell and place it in the goblet on the water. The words are, through the courses, dig into me the great powers of the universe. Coursing across and through me, make a bold statement of power and protection. Day 25, associations, pink and citronella. Mantra, swiftly bring me the thrill of the chase, the passion of life, and the empowering role of my life. Protection, write the following energy spell and place it under your bed. The words are, create a massive shield around me that can keep me level-headed, focused, and pressed for all resolution of problems and achievements of desires. Day 26, associations, pearl and cedar. Mantra, allow me all sights and sensitivities so I may know the spirits and magic that accompany me throughout my life and to connect with them on a deeper and more involved level. Open me to new experiences and interactions that can encourage the greatest embodiment of paranormal relationships. Protection, create a mix of fresh garlic, onion, salt, and thyme with 1 tablespoon of each in a bowl that you can place at the foot of your bed. Write the following energy spell and place it in your pocket. The words are, invite the aggressive movements of protection and shielding to keep me upon the good graces of those who keep us safe from all versions of harm. And of course, Carmela decided she wanted loved on, so she came up. Carmela! Hi, Bebsy girl. Hi, Bebsy girl. What you doing? Bebsy girl, Bebsy girl. This is how I can always tell when she's in a loving mood, because it's one of the few times she will literally jump up here and, come next to me and stuff. Oh, remind me after I get through reading in my Spirit Keeping book today, the live stream, if I don't automatically go into it myself, because I probably will, that I did a couple days ago. And short version, I went off on the leader of a certain coven that didn't accept me because the leader of that coven seems to think that Creepy Hollows is evil, bad, and wrong, and that the vessels that I have spirits in them that are imprisoned, trapped, or forced to be there and do my bidding and my bidding only, and it's a bunch of hooey. Associations and offerings. So I guess this is, some of the offerings you can give to some of the spirits and stuff. Utilizing associations when bringing a spirit home is a good idea. You can find the associations to spirits in our encyclopedia. This includes the weekday, month, color, animal, scent, herb, planet, gemstone, and foliage. Their energy resonates too. There are associations for specific entities and there are general associations that are shared by all entities within certain classifications. Associations can be used to create a closer connection with the entity by recognizing their associations with the earth and universe. You can use any combination of these tools to create treats, rituals, and bonding exercises between you. You can purchase candles, incense, cones, oils, sprays, etc., scented with the scent, herb, or foliage they are associated with. You can purchase statuary, paintings, prints, textiles, etc., with the color, animal, or foliage that are associated with, and keep them in your home where the entity will see them. To boost their presence and give them a natural feeding of earthen core energy, you can buy raw, polished, or cut specimens of the gemstone they are associated with. Place the gemstones where you keep their vessel, or wear the jewelry with the gemstones when you wear the vessel. To have peak results, it is best to meditate, perform rituals, invocations, or spells for the entity on the weekday they are associated with. The month they are associated with is a block of time to celebrate and show your appreciation for your entity. Now, sorry, but does that sound to you like somebody that would, does that sound like something you would do for a prison that for a spirit you're forcing and imprisoning in something? You're forcing it against its will? No. Following is a breakdown of general classifications and their associations. Because they are general and can work with all entities within that classification, there aren't as many associations as those for specific entities. For angels, color, gold, herb, St. John's wort, weekday, Sunday, foliage, scent, banana or watermelon, creatures, white arts, color, blue or purple, herb, Ella campaign, ELECAMPAGNE is how you spell it. Weekday, Tuesday, foliage and scent, pear. Dark arts. Now remember, dark arts are not bad. They have the choice to be good or bad, but they're not automatically bad. Color, black, herb, horsetail. Weekday, Friday, foliage and scent, plum. Gin, color, purple, herb, lavender, dandelion, peppermint. Weekday, Saturday, foliage and scent, cherry. Dragons, color, ivory, herb, sage. Weekday, Friday, foliage or scent, orange and strawberry. Fae, color, pink, herb, cornflower. Weekday, Thursday, foliage or scent, apple. Gargoyles, color, green herb, arnica. Weekday, Friday, foliage or scent, orange. Immortals, color, white herb, barberry, peppermint, and vervain. Weekday, Friday, and Saturday, foliage or scent, apple, kiwi, pineapple, strawberry. Nympho, I'm sorry, that's one I'm not going to list any for because I don't associate with the nymphos. I don't need one. I'm living with one. Vampires, color, orange, Psy for the Psy vampires, red for the sanguine, herb, aloe, or silverweed. Weekday, Friday, foliage or scent, banana. Connecting with spirits. Connecting to your spirits varies by the entity. You should always use your entity's associations that can be found in each entity's description in the encyclopedia to their best advantage. If your entity enjoys a certain scent, offering, color, number, or such, you should use it in conjunction with the time you spend with your entity. There are common practices you can use to connect to your entities. We have also developed a system that uses code words, words that are specific to each race of entity and can be used to provoke a great connection. How will you use these? You can use the code words by speaking them aloud, speaking them through telepathy, writing them on paper and presenting it to the entity, making the words part of a conjuration or spell casting or ritual, any other way you deem fit. There are countless ways you can implement the power of code words. You can use them to encourage contact with the spirit. Not very active, you can increase the power of a relationship between a spirit or entity and yourself. You can temporarily invoke a spirit to see what their energy is like, and many other invaluable uses. By using the code word or words, you are making a gesture of good faith and goodwill, extending your energy to them for receptive interaction. This charts a pathway for exchange in terms of bonding, interacting, and experiencing the specific spirit or entity. Because of the time involved in creating proper, working, and powerful code words, we offer these for sale. However, there are plenty of free methods you can use to connect with your spirits. You can use any of the following invocations to connect to your entity. Hold the entity or have them within 1 foot of you while you recite any of the following. You can recite them as many times as you need, and some find lighting candles helps to create the energy needed to make the connection. This is an invocation you can use with any angel race. Angel invocation. Winged friends of ethereal bliss, open your gilded arms in commune. Allow me audience with you in friendship, to bond and know each other in ways of kindred, welcoming all that is new and right. Now, that doesn't sound like something you would say to a spirit you've imprisoned, now does it? This is an invocation you can use with any creature race. Creature invocation. Gentle friends who are guardians of time, know that I seek your guidance and friendship, extending loyalty, truth, and honor to be your fellow companion and humble ally. Let me know the treasured counsel you provide, as my respect for our alliance is greatly expressed. Through my humble actions and request, I give thanks that you consider me in this plea for your guidance, opening new doors for me. Invocation for dark arts. Those who live on the invisible line, I know the decisions you bear each day. Allow our commonality to be a binding force, appreciation and gladness, to know someone like each other, and the will of my spirit, drawing us closer in our pursuit of companionship. Invocation for genies. Born of the special blood, your responsibilities extend across multiple realms, powers exceeding any expectation conceivable. Allow my petition to be heard, that we work in harmony to achieve wishes and desires. Provide me guidance, support, in your favor. Okay. Dragon invocation. Beauty still is the night, and come forth. Sail the moon and stars, for your destination is with me. Here and today for eternity, I beckon to you with the calm of my heart and the will of my spirit. I call to you as friend and beloved, that you may find solace and home with me. You are an inspiration and joy to my life. I call you because you are needed, because you and only you can help. Come to me, my dragon of desire. Come and make my life more fulfilled. For I call you now as a companion, so that we may share, enrich, and enliven each other for all the days to come. Now, to me, that's beautiful, you know. You're inviting them. You're honoring them. You're not imprisoning them. Fairy invocation. A sweet and happy day for us to share. A joy of blissful life comes to me with your presence. You are a true and loyal friend. I rejoice in knowing we will be together to share and live our lives as friends and confidants. You are a ray of sunshine that shines upon me and brings excitement to my life. I am sincerely humbled by your company. Gargoyle invocation. Lift the stone from your lungs, dear friend, and take in the air of kinship around you. I am here that you may find comfort in our companionship, two unto each other as friend and siblings of spirit. I call thee unto my side for eternity, that we may know each other and find grand likeness in life. I speak your name so that you know I call you as my own. I invite you as part of my life. And then you say their name. Immortal invocation. The sun and moon rise to bring a glittering star, a star that will carry the purpose and will of this great immortal. Smile and carry on gilded wings your help. I call to you as you are filled with power to grace upon me with a humble nod the gifts that you behold as acknowledgement of my admiration and enjoyment of your presence. I accept your gifts with a happy heart. Come to me, oh, and then you name the immortal if you know it. Come to me and I will give you a sanctuary where we can dwell and learn together. Vampire invocation. Carpal tunnels acting up already. Wet your lips, fair one. Find the stretches of your energies here. Paw the night's moon and shadows. Let the races of your mind find you. I summon your presence. Come and let us share the abyss of eternal time. Come to me now and say the name if you know it, and reveal your location. Can be used with any thee, O spirit of enchantment, as it will serve for you. You will find a friend of loyal and true blood in me, and I in you. I call you and will that you be bound in love to this token. You are welcomed and cherished forever. You are beckoned as you are the true answer. So, in my opinion, there's nothing there that's saying, that's forcing anything. You're trying to honor them. You're trying to find a special way to honor them and acknowledge and let them know that you just want to be a part of their lives and you're welcoming them to be a part of yours. That's all, There's no imprisonment of any kind going on there. So I did a live the other day, a couple days ago, and I went off. I just went off because I know that part of my journey to self-mastery is, for one thing, I definitely need to learn to stop stuffing stuff down, to be able to express it, but in a healthy way. I was not trying to personally attack this person, even though it seemed that way. All I was trying to do was express my very deeply hurt feelings that this person I feel prejudged me before they knew any facts. This same person that for many, many different rituals that he would not allow me to attend because he was afraid I wouldn't be able to handle any manifestations that might occur. Like, I'm going to freak out if I suddenly look up and see Hecate standing before me. I might kind of startle, but then I'd be like, oh, hi, give me a break, So I went off, and because I sent a message to my friend Kelly. I hope she's still my friend anyway. I don't know because I haven't heard back from her yet. But I sent these, I think I mentioned that before. If I did, I apologize. But I sent a couple text messages to her on my phone, and assuming that, she still has the same phone number. But if she changed it, and somebody else has her number and they read that, they're probably like, who is this person? And what the hell are they talking about? In which case I'd say, I am so sorry. I thought this number used to belong to somebody I knew. And obviously they've changed their number. I'm sorry. You won't hear from me again. Forgive me for all the confusion I may have caused you. But I didn't give any names. The only name I gave was the name of the leader's partner. And that was just the first name, But if Kelly ever did see that live, or anyone from the coven seen that live, they'd know exactly who I was talking about. So, but more than once I told Kelly, I said, I would never own a vessel that would have a spirit that was forced to be in it, any more than I would force the spirit myself. Okay. I don't do that. That's not the way I work. That's not, not what I'm about. And considering I've known these people for probably for 4 years at least by now, maybe more, they should know better, and they should be able to pick up from the energy that I exude when I'm around them. I would never do anything like that. That is the kind of stuff that dark practitioners do, which I'm not. I'm nothing like that at all. And it just really, it burned my britches that this person judged me the way I feel they did. And if that was the main reason why they didn't let me in their precious coven, then I don't want to be in their precious coven. I'm better off being on my own, right? What now? Oh, you poor thing. The world's going to end now. I'm so sorry. His silver pen ran out of ink.
Got another one around someplace.
So, but, and I mean, I don't even remember how long that live was. But, go back a couple of days and, you'll see it. But I didn't give her last name or anything like that, at all. I was trying to be, I was trying to be kind of discreet, because these are public now. They don't give you the option of subs only anymore, and I don't know why that is. So it's either public, unlisted, or private. Those are the only three options you have for doing the lives now. They don't, they don't. And I don't like that in a way, because that means they're basically saying you either unlist it or you do it private. Now, if you do it private, then that means only people that I designate can be able to view that live stream, that particular live stream. There, I imagine I would have to put their name on some kind of list or something. And because I don't know all of the people that are members, that would be hard for me to do. So I wouldn't want any of them to feel like I'm suddenly checking them out for some reason. And they're like, what did I do? I must have done something to piss Janet off. No, that's not it at all. I don't want to do that. So, but, in closing, I just let Kelly know. I said, I hope that you and I are still friends. I hope we can be friends. I hope I can still call you friend. And I hope I didn't scare you away, from being a sub on my channel. I hope you'll stay if she's even still a sub here. Because remember the mystery person that we see on here a lot of times? I'm now beginning to wonder if one possibility of who that might have been was her. But she was afraid to let me know it was her. And so during the live, when I had my outlashing of the group leader, I explained to her, I said, please don't be afraid to let me know it's you. If you come on during a live stream, don't be afraid to let me know it's you, because I'm not going to bring up any of what I just said. I would just go from that point on and say, hey, Kelly, how you doing? How are things? And, just try to strike up an innocent conversation with her. I'm not trying to kill or beat this dead horse anymore. I got it out of my system. If it gets back to the leader, it gets back to the leader. If he tries to approach me, he's probably going to be ignored, because it's like, too late. You burnt your bridges with me, and I'm sure you could care less, if we reconcile this or not. I'm gonna let it eat at you for a while and see how you like it, because I've carried this long enough. I'm not carrying this burden anymore. You can have it and deal with it. You think you're so great. And, I'm not gonna do it. So if I never hear back from Kelly, well, I guess I don't hear back from her, and I'll just take that to mean that she took something wrong, or that, she's afraid how the coven might react if she stays friends with me. So I'm not, but it doesn't mean that I'm suddenly going to start holding anything against Kelly, because I'm not. I will be hurt if she decides to not talk to me anymore, but I'm not going to twist her arm behind her back either and make her be a friend to me if she really don't want to. Because she was one of the few out of that whole bunch that I really liked, that I thought we got along great, and I mean, I hope it never bothered her that I would always call her my Kelly, because I just meant that affectionately, platonically as a friend. I wasn't saying, my Kelly, nobody else can have her, at all. It was just, that was me being affectionate to her, letting her know that, I really liked her. And, I thought we got along really nice. And there's a couple of others, there's a handful of others that I certainly would hope would, will still be my friend. And, but I look at it this way. If any one of them saw the live, or one of them saw the live and then told the others, the ones that would truly be the ones worth having as a friend is the ones that come forward to me at some point and say, Janet, I'm so sorry you feel that way, but I don't feel that way about you. I would still like to be your friend, Bella what? Bella. Hello. No, you've already had your outside time, baby. I don't think Daddy gonna let you out anymore. He's wanting outside again, of course. But to me, it's all part of my self-mastery, is letting that stuff go. Instead of keeping it stuffed down, just let it go and move on. Did my best. Got other things to think about, happier things, certainly. So there's no reason to dwell on it, So I guess it's kind of, at this point, it's just like, we'll see what happens, And as far as getting a coven together myself, well, that's easier said than done. Because right now, this is one of the few ways that I can reach out to people. And I don't know how many of my subs already are witches. So, it's like truly being my friends and my subs and everything. I would think that they would be among the first to go, I'll join. What do I got to do? In which case I'd be like, what do you want to do? Do you want to have a certain type of initiation, or how do you want to approach it? Ow. Okay, I could do without the nose itching today, for real. Jeez. Cheese and crackers, I swear. So,
we need to get a picture soon, my mom.
Yeah, well, I don't know when we're ever going to get around to that, considering you don't have your camera right now. Kind of hard to really take any kind of good pictures. I don't know if we could take any decent ones with our phone.
Your Canon would work. The phones would work. And it's just...
Well, I definitely don't want to send a picture of her in my nightgown.
Well,
Why don't I just put fucking curlers in my hair while I'm at it? Have a cup of coffee in my hand and be going like, oh yeah, that'd be a lovely picture.
well, we're going to do that. I'm going to need a can of Budweiser and so-called muscle shirt.
Yeah, Michael calls them wife beaters. I don't know why. But apparently some people call them wife beaters. I would never, because to me, that's just not funny.
Of course, I'd have to get a mullet to make it look right. Which we know is never going to happen.
No. I've already got a mullet, and I'm not saying that I'm exactly thrilled with it, okay? I've gotten teased about it before. And it's not fun. What? I know I was like, what the heck is that when he first said that? What's a mullet? If you mean what's a mullet, it's a certain way that somebody does their hair. I guess it creates like a certain look or something.
Tell her, give me a minute and I'll send her a picture.
Give him a minute, and he said he'll send you a picture so you can see what a mullet is. Oh, the wife beater. Okay. Oh, she knows what the mullet is. She's talking about the wife beater. The muscle shirts that a lot of guys will wear.
Tank top.
Yeah, it's a tank top for guys, basically. It's sleeveless and stuff, and it exposes a lot more of the skin, but it's, yeah, that's what it is.
Hold on.
Yeah. So, I don't know why somebody just, people started calling them wife beaters. I have no idea. It just, I wouldn't call it that because to me, I'm sorry, but that's not funny. So, like if you're possibly talking to Michael on the phone or something, it's like, sorry, son, that the thing didn't work out with, and I won't say his name, the person I was, venting about earlier, that's a member of the coven that Kelly's a part of. But it's the guy that you introduced me to that used to do classes there, and suddenly they made him stop because they were getting razzed about being gay. So, yep, look who came up to say hi. How about that? Boo boo, boo boo kitty. Tell Pops to check
Yeah,
his.
I saw it.
Yeah, she saw it. He saw it. He said, boo boo. Hello, baby. What you doing? Come see mama. Come see mama. Hello, baby boy. How you doing? Hi. I got to remember to, keep my voice down too when Boo's up here, because if I raise my voice, or he gets real sensitive and nervous, and he'll jump down thinking I'm yelling at him for being up here, and I'm not. So I have to be careful with how high volume I talk. Use my indoor voice, as they say. Well, when we get the phone call to keep things happy, because this is, with all the bad stuff that's happened, this is going to be my favorite happy go-to now. So I hope you're hearing this, Michael. When we get the phone call from Michael saying, come and get me, Mom, they released me. The first thing I'm going to hand him after if he can pry me away from his body. Oh, okay. But I'm gonna make sure I have his vessels with me when we go to get him, and I'm gonna hand them to him. I'll be like, here you go, son. I kept them in their original packages. I tried not to, handle them too much because I didn't want to confuse their energies, because I want him to be able to put them on right away. Like as soon as he gets in the car, take them out of their baggies, put on any jewelry that he can put on, and then, hold the crystals in his hands and stuff. I'm going to hand him his vessels, and then definitely try to have some food. Like even if it's a quick stop at McDonald's or something, for a Big Mac and fries, I don't know. Try to have some kind of meal like right then and there as kind of like his, release meal or something. I know he said something about he wanted a cheesecake, but it's like, I'm sorry, son, but I don't know if I feel like carrying a whole cheesecake onto the scene. I mean, I suppose we could have one in the car. So here you go. You said you wanted a cheesecake, right? There you go. Have at it. Just don't make yourself sick because you're eating like the whole doggone thing in 5 minutes. But, those are, I'm definitely going to have his vessels, hand him his vessels and their little blue envelope, and have a cheesecake, or at least a slice of cheesecake, because that shouldn't be too bad. Well, a slice of cheesecake is going to be a lot easier to transport too, because when you're talking a whole cheesecake, that thing's not going to be small, probably. Kalika, what are you freaking out about now? You think that stuff's going to jump up and bite you or something? Good gravy. It's not going to bite you, Kalika. It's nothing to worry about. What is wrong with you? What?
The picture. Tank top or mullet in one.
Yep. Yep.
Though technically that's not a true mullet because his hair is a little bit longer than it should be on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sides should be basically a buzz cut.
Yeah.
Just enough hair left to tell there's hair there. That's it.
Right.
So it's just the front. Here, let me sit down here. So the only long part's like through here. And then this is buzz cut.
Yep. So yeah, that's a mullet for you. Well, you know what a mullet. She said she knows what a mullet is. She just didn't know what wife beater. She'd never heard that term before for a muscle shirt.
It's because for a while there, that was a stereotype of the type of person who wore that kind of shirt all the time.
They
Beer
were
gut and everything.
yeah, they were wife beaters. Yeah.
It was a stereotype. It
Yeah.
wasn't actually that's the way a lot of them were.
Right.
But there were some who were that way.
Yeah. So yeah, I've just never liked the term wife beater. So because there are a lot of them out there, you know, they're very, very violent, very mean.
Okay.
Okay, finally finished my orange juice that I poured in this yesterday. Now I can actually have me a pop. I definitely think I've earned it. But I ended up messing up one of my toes.
Here.
It's like, you know, badly discolored and stuff because
I have no clue what I did to either one.
I was at
Right?
I was at Mom's and I was doing an enactment of something and I ended up kicking really hard the little footstool thing that she insists on keeping right there by her chair because she keeps her freaking trash bag tied to it and she's got to have it right there like all the time.
It better be only 20.
Usually I can avoid it, but I was when I was doing the enactment, I was wearing socks on a slippery floor, you know, because the way Mom's floors are, and I kicked the thing so hard I literally thought I had broken some of my toes, and the third toe on the left from the baby toe on my left foot it's literally discolored and kind of swollen a little bit. So I'm trying not to bump it again, you know, because I don't want to re-injure it and make it hurt even worse. Because I don't know how long it's going to take it to heal before the bruising goes away. And when I put my tennis shoes on and stuff, I have to be super careful so I don't, you know, like push on it or something like that, because then I'm liable to start screaming and it's liable to shatter glass because it'll hurt that bad. What? What?
Turn that so she can see me.
Why?
See my face.
He's giving you a stern look for something. I don't know what y'all doing.
Well, she originally said 20. She wants us to get a card and some flowers
Oh, for
from her,
Mom.
the boys, and Michael.
Oh, thank you, honey. That's
I
very
told her
sweet.
that might be a problem because sometimes
That's sweet.
the lowest price flowers they have is around 20 itself. And she said, well, how about 25? Should that do? And I told her, no, just go ahead and send 20. And if it does take more than that, I'll cover it. She sent 25 anyways.
I love you. It's okay. You got my permission. It's okay. Ignore him. He's a grumpy old fart.
Yeah. So she sent back.
He's a damn finicky Virgo.
Well, my comment to her here was, I said 20, young lady. And then she says, I don't do what I'm told.
I need to get my grandma flowers and a card for her birthday. No, they do have $5.
Don't make me sick hating on you.
Right, like that'll work. She'll just stuff him in the cat cage, but I don't know if he'd fit. They do have. I mean, I think I haven't looked in a while, but they have some smaller bundles of flowers there you can get.
Sometimes they don't always. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, guys.
But I figure most
Here.
of the time, yeah. the 20
Mama Jan's gonna solve this right now. Okay, I'm gonna end this argument right now before I throw my purse at him.
Dear, we don't need any more money.
I know that.
25 will cover it.
I know that. But I'm just showing.
Card's only going to be about $33.
20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to look at. God,
I got money, so if we need extra money for something, I got $43.
now you both made me forget what I was going to look up.
Oh, you poor thing.
My brain malfunctions enough. It
You
doesn't
have a
need any
brain?
help. In my brain and my body. I bumped my ankle bad enough to bruise it, and I don't even remember doing anything to it. I got some
He's got marks on his arm, his left arm. Yeah,
basically scratch that didn't quite
and
break
he
the
doesn't.
skin.
He
but
doesn't know how
still
he did that.
Broke blood vessels.
See, that's what scares me. Because when he gets injuries like that, I mean, what if he gets one that could be something fatal and he could fucking bleed out before he realizes, whoops, and then he drops dead on the floor. Yeah, like, that would ruin my day. Geez, goodness sakes. But, because of his nerve damage and stuff, he a lot of times he don't feel the stuff. He doesn't, he'll see mystery marks on himself and go, where did that come from? Or how did I do that? And he has no clue.
That's the reason all my cups have handles now. I don't use ones without handles.
Yeah, because he's like, if he tries to use one like this, it's too risky that he, it would slip out of his grip because it's like his gripping power just isn't there anymore.
I got the gripping power. It's just that because of the nerve damage, it's like I won't notice a difference in the amount of pressure, the feedback pressure when you're holding something.
Yeah.
I won't notice any difference, but all of a sudden the pressure won't be there and I drop it.
Yeah.
I'm not good with glass either, especially when I probably wouldn't feel getting my feet cut on the glass.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right, sweetie. It's not like I was trying to get her like a $5 bundle. I'm just saying it's a nice, what I try to do sometimes, if I have like $5 extra on me or something I'm not really going to use for anything, they'll have these little $5 bundles. They're usually mixed flowers that you can get just because, it doesn't have to necessarily be a special occasion.
This one was like $7. They are fake, but they'll last forever. And they look nice. I get it over a little farther. So I wasn't planning on going cheap.
No,
Nothing really worth grabbing.
Right. Because, they do have like, if they still have
That's
it right
a
now,
rate,
as a matter of fact, I hope they
$7.99.
do. Please let this be. Recently we were at a Kroger's and they have like, I believe it's like an entire dozen of roses for $6.99. And that's saying something because usually even to get a single long stem rose, they're expensive. They're very expensive here. Like if you go to a flower shop or something, there's like different flower arrangements you can get and stuff. So a whole dozen of roses. Yeah, that's definitely nice. They wanted Mom to come to church today, but I doubt she will because her and Jim are the two oldest people. They're the two oldest members in the church. And today being Mom's birthday, I told her, I said, they might give you a bunch of stuff, or honor you or something because it's your birthday. But, I'm not going to twist her arm if she don't want to go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll get her a cake. And I mean, I would do ice cream, but the only problem with the ice cream is their freezer's already full, so ice cream wouldn't fit in there unless it was a little pint, like maybe that high.
What we'll get something that we'll bring home.
Yeah, like Chris said, we'll get
Stick it
something
on top of the
ice cream
or
that we
something
can bring home.
while we're there.
Yeah, well, we got this, hun. You know, between us all, we'll get her something nice. Yeah, exactly.
And if she complains, I'm smacking the crap out of her.
And she'll smack you right back. But you know, yeah, we will. We'll make sure she, you know, has some nice stuff from all of us. You know, because she's 92, so you know that's pretty good. That's, you know, she's still with us, and you know, like I said, every day is a blessing because you don't know how many of you have left until you don't anymore. And you know, as we sometimes say here in the States, they punch your clock. You're done. Your time's up. You got to go to the great beyond, you know, in the sky or whatever, you know, you interpret to be your own heaven. You know, what would be like heaven. So, hey, Squeaky, what you doing? What you doing? Other than staring at me weird. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, Mama. I'm just a bored kitty cat. Ain't nothing to do here. Poor baby. There ain't nothing to do. She loves
Yeah, there is. Get your ass in there and clean your litter box.
She loves the mom loves the blue dragon we got her that time too. So oh, excuse me. From Build-A-Bear. She's got little fairy wings and got a cute little outfit for her and a pair of little slip-on slipper thingies that we put on her feet. Mom loves it. She loves that little thing. And she loves the color blue. So, you know, we know that, you know, get her something that has blue, you know, try to get her cake, try to have some nice blue icing on it or something too. She actually came outside and sat with us for a good few minutes yesterday. I was shocked. I was like, what? Mom's actually coming out? Wow. Because she like never does. But we were when we were sitting out there under the shade, you know, and had the tables up and everything. She came out and sat down. Pops let her have his chair because we had another one that he was sitting in. And like, okay. And, you know, I was sharing my pop with her so she wouldn't have to go back in to get something to drink. And yeah, it was a ploy to keep her out there longer. And hey, it worked. But, you know, when she was ready to go back in, I was like, I'm not going to force it, you know. So I helped her back in and everything. And then she pretty much stayed in there after that. But at least she did come out for a few minutes. So that's good. And I know Michael, you know, once we get him home, he's going to be like, come on, Grandma, we're going to go out and do something. Come on, Grandma, we're going to go out and do something.
Yeah, good. Then he can put up with her
Oh,
not wanting to do anything. Johnny, no.
Leos. I don't know. They're tricky. They're tricky.
You know, we're lucky if we can get her to step outside. You can just step outside on the porch for a minute.
Oh, Carmela's sitting here letting Mommy give her lovey pets. Lovey pets. Hi, baby. Hello. She likes certain kind of head scratches and she's just sitting here by my feet. Now she's playing with a bracelet of mine that's hanging down. She's biting at it. Tell that thing to quit bugging me. Go get this stuff in the kitchen. Look out, baby. Get me some pop. Look out, baby.
Why'd you turn her to me? I don't think she wants to see me. Damn thing.
right back, Brooke. Gotta go to the loo.
My travel mug. Now she's getting dressed.
Sorry about that, sweetie. Had to brush my rat's nest of hair. And this is one of the dresses Mom gave me. This is what I normally would use as just like a house dress, or, wear around the house here. But I have to wear pants under it right now, which, it makes it look kind of funny because I don't have any shorts to wear under it, or I'd wear shorts because I don't want my legs rubbing together and then causing me grief. And had to use the loo, of course. But I found my bracelets. I'm so happy. They were some vessels of mine that I thought I had lost. Speaking of which, they should be nice and charged by now. Let me go grab them. Oh. I'm almost afraid to do this because the last time we did it, the thing cut off. The altar. Can you see it? I hope. And then the dragons. Okay, good. Get over here and get these guys because I got them in a charging box over here. Ow! If I can stop scratching myself in the face. Put them in this one. Can't remember. Nope. Which means it gotta be over here. There they are.
What time for nap?
My sardonyx bracelet. It's specially formulated for Capricorns. If I'm not mistaken, that's another garnet. But this one I was really concerned about because that's my Amazon Matham. I was really concerned about losing that one. This is supposed to be turquoise, and I certainly hope that it is, but I can't help but wonder if it's just not malachite. It's howlite, and it's dyed. I believe this one's fluorite. This one, I want to say moonstone. I think this one's moonstone. Amethyst, moonstone, and my other garnet. Doesn't mean that necessarily I have to wear all of them because that's what I love about these dresses. They have pockets. So I can always just put them in a pocket, if I don't want to wear them all. But they should be nice and charged now. So if I suddenly start acting like an Amazon, you'll know why. Because it'll be math. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's kick some butt and take some names. Uh-huh. Of course, Pops is thinking, nap time, nap time.
Yeah, I didn't sleep for shit. I'm probably lucky if I got 2 hours. I was gonna turn off freaking night.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Steal My Pillow didn't help.
Yeah. Bella's a pillow hog. So poor daddy sometimes, he ends up with like this tiny little corner that's barely big enough to fit his head on. Because Bella takes up all the room. But yeah, what you're saying about the howlite. Wait a minute though. Don't they say that when it's real turquoise, it will sometimes change brown? Like it'll get some kind of brown color in it? Because these do have brown in them. But oh well. I only put a few of them on. I got my sardonyx, I got Matham, my fluorite. The others I put in my pocket. So that made me very happy because the one for Matham is some type of wood. It's made out of some kind of sacred wood. I forget what exactly. And I already had a garnet. I was already wearing a garnet. So I'm like, yeah, I don't need a garnet on both wrists, you know. But the sardonyx is a good one for, I forget like a lot of what the properties are of sardonyx, but I know it's Capricorns, you know, it can wear them really good and have a strong connection with them. And it says it will attract people to you. There's something about the sardonyx and the Capricorn, probably because of all the blacks and browns and stuff in it, you know, would be my guess. But so I'm letting poor Pappy rest a wee bit here. Carmela's still laying down there where she was laying. I try to keep this spot like right over here in the middle section of, you know, even though it's on the floor, about the middle section of the couch, because for some reason she just loves to lay there. So I'm like, okay, you know, try to keep it clear for her. I slept okay, but I had to end up taking off my one necklace. It's a fairly new one that I got from Temu. I think it might be black tourmaline, but I don't really know how to determine that unless I could take it to like somebody that's more like a gem expert that has like a psychic sense. Maybe it can be able to hold it and tell about what kind of energy it has. And because it looks black, you know, and it's on the front part of it, the top part of it, it's carved to look like a cicada. And I just thought it was neat because it's, you know, it's about that long. I had it on yesterday, that and my unicorn, my pretty blue unicorn. But today, you know, I've got on my Moldavite, my green aventurine, and then I've got in my one pocket here, which is trying to come out. They're both trying to come out. They're all trying to come out. Okay. My Tree of Life, you know, chakra earrings that I usually wear my Tree of Life necklace with. I've got the Tree of Life necklace part. I just not wearing it on the chain because it's so big and bulky, you know. I mean, if you want to go lay down, you can go try to lay down.
No.
He says, he's like, no, we need to get going. Watch it. You're about to step on her head.
I don't want to beat it real late. Let's sit and relax for a little bit because I'll take me some time to get everything together.
Okay. Well, just whenever you're ready, let me know, and I'll kill the live. And
I got to ask him too about the shot. See if they.
yeah, he gave himself his self shot this past Monday, and he did it wrong or something because now it's been hurting him. That section of his leg's been hurting him.
Hurt like hell when I gave it to myself.
And they say that they recommend that you do it in the fatty part, more the fatty part of the body, the leg, than the muscle. And I
got it more in the muscle.
He got it more in the muscle, and now it's really hurting him. And he even you know, had me look at that part of his leg to see if it like looked black and blue or anything. I didn't see anything, you know, that was cause for alarm, but it's still hurting him. So obviously something's wrong. She's looking at you like, why are you sticking your tongue out at me, punk?
Stick your tongue out at her. She does that meow that's so quiet you can't hear it.
Hey, BB. Hello.
Squeaky. Squeaky. You're not going to do it now.
Hey, BB. Mommy would hold you, but I don't know if you would let me.
You're not going to do it now. Put him up.
Uh-oh, now he's going to pick her up and bug her.
Put him up.
Well, she's not jumping down right away yet, so that's good. Like I said, that's how I can
She likes
sometimes
daddy's
tell
back scratches.
when she's in a loving mood. She'll stay longer. She'll stay up here on the couch longer. Whoa, no fallovers. I don't have to pick your big dumb butt off the floor because I don't know if I'd have the strength to. I guess he's proceeding to get all the stuff together. Oh, yes. Thank you, Malcolm. Immediate communication. She's like, I'm glad you found us. Thanks for the recharge, she's telling me. You're welcome. Sorry it took me talking to one of my spirits. Sorry it took me so long to find them, but I'm glad I did, I've got so many bracelets. I mean, look at all the ones. I've got a few in here too. I could keep going. I could have bracelets halfway up my arm if I wanted. But that just looked too weird. Not to mention, the higher up I go, the bigger and everything. So it wouldn't look right because the elastic would be stretched to its limit, and the beads wouldn't look right because they'd be, you'd be seeing the elastic more than you'd be seeing the beads.
I get this off, Jim. Where's my clergy badge? He's not happy about that. We're not Christian, but we're clergy.
Yeah, and he don't like that. Jim, he's all this whole Baptist thing with him. He doesn't consider us clergy because God didn't pick us to be a priest in a church somewhere. Whatever, because he don't like our beliefs is what it is. He don't like the fact that we're witches. That's all it is. And he's like, you're not clergy unless the big man upstairs says you're clergy. And, his idea of clergy is he expects us to become a priest in a church somewhere like Christian church, Baptist church, one of those,
Baptists are Christians. They're just weirdo Christians. Especially you get into like the Calvary Baptists or the Southern Baptists.
I know it's unorthodox to clean my nails with toothpicks, but
I was raised, we used to go to Christ and Christian Union Church. And then we switched over to a Calvary Baptist. Calvary Baptist is where I got kicked out of Sunday school for asking too many questions.
I can see him doing that.
2 years after that, I discovered Wicca. But I didn't really get into it until, like I said, I got really here into Columbus.
Uh-huh.
But it was influencing my beliefs, from about the age of 14 on up.
Well, I'm kind of, as far as Wicca, I don't know exactly. Let's see, when did I think I dedicated myself back when Michael was 3. So 93 is when I finally dedicated myself to Wicca.
Yeah. Well, I didn't dedicate myself, but I learned about it and it influenced my beliefs. And it would have been like 1974, 1975.
Yep.
No, wait. High school. 78 or 79.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, because that's when, in a roundabout way, I don't know about Wicca, but that's what I really considered myself a witch was when I was 13.
And I've been considered.
But even before that.
Wasn't considered, I was a high priest in a recognized coven.
Yeah. Because see, this Light Coven that he's mentioned before, he's a member of, and because I'm his partner, mate, whatever, I just automatically, they didn't make me initiate separate or anything like that. They just accepted me. But then, we almost never get together. We almost never see any of them. They don't see us. I mean, we've gotten together for a few special occasions, and that's about it. So,
Well, technically, right now, there's only 3 members.
yeah, I guess so. Things change. People change. They decide to branch off and do something else, or move, or any number of things. Really, I guess.
No, basically, the Coven disbanded, thanks to AJ, with the option that any of the full members at the time could reinitiate it, and Amy and I are the only 2 that had any willingness and wanting to do it, but we don't really have any meetings or anything.
Yeah.
She's in Newark, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Neither her nor we really have the money to travel back and forth all the time.
Yeah. So back to the solitary field, really.
Well, Amy and I did preside over a wedding.
I know. I was there. I can't clean out my toes proper on my left foot, not until that one toe heals, because I don't want to touch it in even the slightest little bit, because
And that reminds me, I still need
I don't
to
wanna hurt it.
our ritual.
a ritual for what?
Our ritual. Our outline ritual
Oh,
that all of our rituals are based on.
oh. All right. Sunglasses. So, hopefully, with the whole bomb out from yesterday and the day before, hopefully at least today we can help Mom have a good birthday. Or try, And Bella, of course, is wanting Daddy to let him out, and Daddy's saying no, so Bella's probably not going to be happy. Or he's going to be a gloomy Gus all day. Okay. Oh, where is my power cord? Because I'm going to need it. Oh, man, this thing is such a... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Come on, don't do this to me. Jesus. Hang on, sweetie. Gotta reach down here, make sure I grab the right one. There we go. All right. So we will see you over there, hun. I will start up another live. Love ya. Thanks for the money to get Grandma something nice. And I will see you over there when I start the new live, okay? What? What? Hang on. Before I sign off, I don't know if he was wanting to say something else or what. Hang on.
Hey, Brock. If you want, I'll start a video call over there through Signal so you can say hi face to face with your mom if you want.
Okay, did you hear that?
See if she wants.
Do you want him to do a video call over there so you can? Yeah, she said okay, no problem. Okay. All right, so we'll do the live, and then this way you'll be able to say hi to her face to face. So see you over there.
Good boy.